Well, welcome everyone. So whether you are joining us live or maybe you are watching the recording, we just want to thank you all for coming and just introduce ourselves. We are Suzanne and Steve Clausen, and we are the owners in CruiseOne in Show Low, Arizona. And we're so excited that you came to learn about our wonderful wine cruise hosted by David Bauer of Los Milics and AmaWaterways. And let's just get going. So the itinerary is one of the most beautiful that you're going to see. Southeastern Europe is kind of the hidden gems, and that's why they call it Gems of Southeast Europe. Okay, this evening we're pleased to welcome David. So say hello, David, just for a second. You got to unmute yourself to be heard.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, David. Good to hear from you.
We're glad to be here.
All right. Well, I'll just tell you a little bit about Steve and I and our agency. We want all of our clients that book with us. We want you to get to know us. We want you to feel comfortable. I'm happy to do a phone consultation anytime to, talk to you about your plans, your dreams. My clients are mostly made up of repeats and referrals. And clients to me, they're never a transaction. They're the people that I consider some of my closest friends are people who have cruised on some of the escorted group cruises that we've done throughout the years. Steve and I are avid travelers ourselves, and we feel like when we do that, we're investing in our business. Our firsthand travel experience is something that we utilize to deliver an exceptional vacation experience to our clients. In other words, we go out there and do the research, and then we're able to advise you when you come along and do something similar later. This is our 12th year in business. We are an award-winning agency. I won our Community Leadership and Sales Leadership Award in 2019. I've earned my Master Cruise Counselor, and in 2023, I got my Elite Cruise Counselor, which is the Cruise Line Association's international highest level of recognition for cruise travel agents education. I have been cruising for 48 years. This is my very first cruise when I did a 3-day Bahama. A lot of fun. Steve and I love partnering with AmaWaterways. In fact, the COO of our franchise organization, Debbie Fiorino, is the godmother of the Ama Sienna cruise ship. And we were lucky enough, we did a Christmas markets cruise with Debbie on board in December of this year. And we also did a special river summit with AmaWaterways just in March of this year. And they're both an amazing way to see the destination and have immersive experience. And the thing that I really feel like sets AmaWaterways apart from other river cruise lines is the love. They're a small family-owned company. Their president and founder, Christine, was on our Christmas markets cruise with us. They always have this wonderful heart, and you not only see it from the people who run the cruise line, but you also see it from the employees. It trickles down. Everybody just really, really loves what they do. And this is the captain giving a toast to our Chief Operating Officer, Debbie, when we were celebrating her anniversary as the godmother of the ship. Now, AmaWaterways has been really leading the way. When Rudy and Kristen and Jimmy Murphy started the company 21 years ago, they really wanted to create a luxurious river cruise experience that they themselves would love. They wanted to be comfortable and immersive, and they wanted elegant ships with spacious staterooms. They didn't want people, crammed into little tiny staterooms. So they also offer a variety of immersive destination experiences, excursions in every port that are really, really going to give you the heart and soul of every single country that you're visiting. And of course, on top of that, they offer personalized service, and they, like I said, that love. They're like a family, genuinely caring about your experience and making sure that your experience is top notch. They sail many rivers of the world, not just Europe, including Egypt, Colombia, and Asia, and they even have an African safari river cruise. Let's talk about their goals. Comfortable, spacious staterooms. The AmaMagna was created by Rudy. It was his dream to create this ship that would have the largest standard cabins in the rivers. And they just said, just don't call it a double wide, but that's actually what it is. It is a ship that fits through the locks that are designed to let 2 ships through at a time. So it is a double wide ship. It's twice as big as most ships that are cruising the rivers. And of course, they also wanted to incorporate wellness into every cruise. They offer relaxation, fitness classes, a variety of different things to make sure that you're having wellness and sustainability. They're big on fuel efficiency. They use paper straws. They want to eliminate food waste and reduce paper usage. And AmaMagna even features, in terms of that wellness, a pickleball court on top of the ship. Okay, so let's talk about the spacious staterooms. The Magna and both the single wide ship have some of the largest staterooms. The single wide ships have these double French balcony or double balcony ships with a French balcony and an outside balcony. And the Magna has these large rooms with a true outside balcony. And more than 50% of AmaMagna's spacious accommodations are suites. So they have these large suites. They also have the standard size staterooms like you see here. The majority of the suites are 355 square feet or larger. And they offer a balcony, a separate sitting area with a love seat, a bathroom with a glass enclosed multi-jet shower. I mean, truly a luxurious experience. They also have connecting staterooms, and they have some triple occupancy staterooms. And they even have some of the largest fixed window cabins in the fleet at 205 square feet. So the other thing we talked about is their inclusions with their excursions. Every single excursion that's offered by AmaWaterways is included in the price of your cruise. There's up to 6 different ones. Sometimes you can do one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and you have 2 or 3 to choose from. So it's really a chance for you to customize your experience to make it what you're interested in. I know Steve and I certainly experienced that in our Tulip Time cruise that we did, where we had a choice of going to visit an old town in the Netherlands or going to the Dutch waterworks to see how all the water is pumped out and the levees work. I mean, just we could personalize it to our own experience. And that really is what Ama says is that makes them a more luxury experience because it's more personalized. You can do what you want to do, or you can even sit back and relax and enjoy the ship's amenities. And culinary expertise is something that Ama really stresses. They are a member of the prestigious International Culinary Society, La Chambre des Rôtisseurs. And my French is terrible. Anyway, it's this French Culinary Society. Their chef has also been invited to join several other prestigious culinary and gastronomic organizations. And he plans all the menus. Their food is absolutely meticulous. And something else that you can enjoy is a complimentary cocktail celebration every afternoon. Right before dinner, you have a happy hour. Occasionally, if there's something else going on, they might have it after dinner, but usually it's right before dinner. And that's when your cruise director will go over the day's events for the next day, and you can talk about what you did on your shore excursions, because not everybody does the same thing. So you can compare with what you did with your fellow travelers. And just some other things, the wellness programs they have on. You can do stretching classes, you can do fitness. They even have a massage therapist on board, and the prices are very reasonable. They have like a 30-minute de-jet lag massage that you can get. Just a wonderful wellness program on their ships. Let's talk a little bit about the luxuries of the Magna. So remember, Magna is twice the width of a traditional European ship, but they don't carry twice the number of guests. They only carry 196 guests. Most ships, actually some of the ships by another leading cruise brand will carry 198 in half the size of the AmaMagna ship. So you get that luxury of space. There are 4 included dining venues and lots of places to relax and enjoy. So your dining venues are going to include the main restaurant. There's also the chef's table. That is a complimentary dining experience, and everybody gets to go there at least once during the cruise. There's also some al fresco dining, but they have 2 specialty restaurants. They have Jimmy's, which is named in honor of their late founder, and it's kind of a familial atmosphere kind of place. And then the other place is the al fresco, where you can sit up in a glass enclosed area and enjoy the river views while you're dining. So 4 dining venues on the AmaMagna. These are some of my pictures of the food, just to kind of give you like real life perspectives of what the food looks like on Ama, because it is delicious. And it's, the plating, everything is just so meticulous. They do a great job. And this is our experience at the chef's table. Like I said, everyone gets to do this once. It is a prefixed menu, but they accommodate aversions and allergies. So like my husband, not allergic to fish, he just doesn't like it. So they gave him, on every course that was a fish dish, they gave him something different. So it was a lovely experience. Now we get to talk. This is my most excited part about this itinerary, because this is actually one of my favorite itineraries, and we're going to go through really quickly. So here's a nice map. You can see it starts in Budapest, and then you go down through Hungary. You go through Serbia, Croatia. This is the Iron Gates area. You go through there, and then you go to Bulgaria and Romania. Really interesting history there. So some of my favorite highlights of this are the food and wine of Budapest. The market that is the market hall that is downtown. You will find some of the most incredible, Hungarian specialties in the world, including all different kinds of paprika, all different kinds of wine, their version of like a brandy, like a really strong brandy. Of course, they have the beautiful things like this St. Stephen's Cathedral in downtown. And then as we make our way down, we're going to go through one of the oldest wine regions in this area. Pécs is more than 2,000 years old. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it has it's got a UNESCO World Heritage Mosque, a basilica, and then there's even a Christian necropolis that's part of the World Heritage. But there's also a wonderful wine region. And then we also go to Vukovar, Croatia. It's also known for its wines. And so there will be wine tasting excursions included in many of these ports, because this is a celebration of wine. So not only will we'll have David on board with his wine, but we'll also have these included wine tasting experiences on board the ship. In the evening, we're going to visit Novi Sad, Serbia, and there's a fortress that you can go visit there that no enemy has ever breached. It was originally built to defend the Ottoman Empire, but now it's home to like summer festivals, and it's a beautiful place to visit. There's even some tunnels and galleries underneath the fort. Now, one of my favorite places that we're going to be visiting is Belgrade, Serbia. It is one of the oldest capital cities in Europe. It's 7,000 years old, and we'll visit the fortress. But my favorite thing to visit there is the 21st century Orthodox Cathedral. Absolutely stunning building, and they had planned to build this in the 20th century, but of course the communists took over. They kind of put a halt to that. So they once they got the ability to do whatever they want, they started building this, and it's some of the most beautiful artwork that you've ever seen. It looks like it's an ancient cathedral, but it was really just finished in the 20th century. Excuse me. And then we go through the Iron Gates, and that is one of my favorite areas. This particular area, it's got the Iron Gates, it's got the Gulabak Fortress, which the river ships just pull right up here. You get to walk around and tour it. It was beautifully restored by a grant from the EU, and one of the most beautiful places to visit. And then here's my own picture. We're actually pulling up to it. This is a picture from the river cruise ship. And then one of the things that Ama offers is this wonderful cooking class in Bulgaria. We were talking about this at Christmas time with Christine, and there she is right there participating in it. She wants everyone to have that really immersive experience with local culture. So you actually go to, I believe it's a family home. It might be some sort of kitchen, but you go in there and they teach you how to make this wonderful dish that's made with whisk eggs, dough, and cheese, and you'll have an opportunity to make your own and then sample it yourself. It's and you also get to learn how to make your own cheese curdled yogurt. The cruise also takes you, now this is about an hour away from the river. There's a place called Malinko Tarnova, and that's one of Bulgaria's ancient capitals. It has a medieval fortress. There are multiple Orthodox churches. You get to hike up this hill, and I have my own picture in the next slide. There is an incredible story about a man who went from being a peasant to being a king in a period of about 6 weeks. And he took over this fortress in order to be able to do that. Very interesting story. So after we finish in Bulgaria, we're going to head towards Bucharest. And you have really 2 days to see Bucharest. We go to the port town that's closest. They'll take you into town. You do a full day tour of Bucharest. You get to see things like the world's largest government building, their Arc de Triomphe, and the wonderful old town in Bucharest. It really is a lovely city. It's called Little Paris of the East, and there's a reason why. It's just a really, really impressive city. And then you go back to the ship. You spend the night, and then you can either do the extension, or you can leave the ship and either spend some extra days in Bucharest, or you can fly back home from Bucharest. And here's pictures of Steve and I when we were in Bucharest, and then the food. Look at that wonderful food. This is just a little local place that we went. We had free time at lunch. But one of the things that I want to invite you to do is, if you can, to do some of the extensions. AMA is offering them to Vienna pre-cruise and Transylvania and Istanbul post-cruise. Now, the Transylvania is 4 nights, and it's 3 nights in Istanbul and Turkey, and the pre-cruise Vienna is 2 nights. And I'll tell you a little bit about what you do in each one. Now, Vienna, of course, we know it. It's the city of waltzes. Like, we think of like Strauss and Mozart when we think of Vienna. And it's really one of the gems waiting to be discovered. You get to visit the Imperial Palace of the Habsburg. You get to see the Opera House. Really a lot more than if you were on a river cruise that stopped in Vienna, where you're just there for a half a day. With 2 full days in Vienna, you're going to see a lot more than you would if you just stopped there. And then if you want to do this one, I can't recommend enough. The Transylvania extension was just an amazing thing. There's so many amazing cities, like the city of Brasov, which is this beautiful imperial city in Transylvania. And I'll kind of show you. This is when we went to Transylvania 2 years ago. This is what I was expecting. You know, vampires and Count Dracula and all that kind of stuff. But it was so much more than that. This is what we got: this beautiful imperial city, the Pelish Castle. All this beautiful artwork, all these wonderful old towns, these squares. It was an amazing, amazing experience. So you also have the option of adding on Istanbul, because it's not that far. So there is a flight involved to get there. So this is not included as one of the optional free extensions. But if you've never been to Istanbul, this is a great opportunity to see just all the different cultures that have been, because Istanbul is really a crossroads of cultures for thousands of years.
Just jumping in really quick, Suzanne.
Yeah.
Istanbul is fabulous. Been twice. I can't do an extra on this one, but I've been twice, and everyone, if you've never been, you will love it. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, and so now we're going to get to what is a celebration of wine cruise. Like, why is this special? Why is David going along? Are we going to get to drink David's wines? Why is this a celebration of wine cruise? So here's kind of the gist of it, is that you tour premier cellars all throughout the experience. You have these authentic encounters with local vintners throughout the places that you're visiting. And then you also have the food and wine pairing menus and dinners that will be co-hosted by David. So he is going to be hosting as a North American wine host, and he'll offer unique opportunities to sample his wines. We'll also be able to compare the style of wines from the Los Milics vineyard in Arizona to the European styles of wine, talk about old world versus new world. I mean, it's really going to be a chance to have this really immersive wine enjoyment experience and wine education experience. And just some of the things that are featured, David will be doing 2 lectures with tastings using his Los Milics wines. And then we'll have one special sip and sail happy hour that'll have the wines that David is bringing along. And then we'll have a food and wine pairing dinner that's going to be coordinated with the executive chef on board and David. So it's going to be a really, really wonderful experience. And now I'm going to turn it over to David, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Los Milics Vineyards.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, thank you, thank you. First, we are very excited as a new winery. We've been around since about 2018. Our tasting room in Elgin, Arizona, and Sonoyta opened up in 22, end of 22. So we're about a year and a half, almost 2 years into having a tasting room in Elgin. We just also opened up our Scottsdale tasting room about 6 weeks ago. And so that's been very exciting for us. We also this year, and then I'll go a little bit more about us, but I made a few notes so I could remember. We just won this year the Governor's Award for the best white and best rosé in Arizona. So big honor for us as one of the newer, so to speak, we call ourselves kids on the block, that we won 2 awards. And they're actually getting ready to go national. We have gotten, I don't know if anybody follows us or not on social media, we have won numerous awards. Suzanne, could you go back to that one picture for a second, the one screen prior? That one. We have won numerous awards just for that alone, that building. But if you just look to the left of your screen, which you cannot see yet, we are building 9 casitas that will be open to the public in July. So we will be one of the first wineries in that region to have lodging right in our vineyard. Literally, it is about a 4-minute walk from our back patio to our casitas, or our golf carts that are being built right now, about a 1.5-minute drive. So we're very excited about that. Suzanne and Steve got to see our winery, was it last month or 2 months ago we were there, I think? I can't remember.
March, yeah.
It was March.
Yeah, March. So we have a new tagline we use. These are some of the grapes. We grow our grapes, we make our grapes, and we drink our grapes. We are one of the very few wineries in Arizona that we do not buy any grapes. We literally produce everything we make. So you're seeing some of the grapes we make. We're our main winemaker, Pavle, is, most of our wines are very European. It's the blend that we do. Hannah's 2022 is the one that won the Governor's Cup on the left. And I'm trying to see if Sandra's is on the bottom right. That was our other that won the Governor's Cup for 2022, which was a very big deal for us in the wine world. If anybody follows that, it is all blind tasting. There are 6 to 8 different judges. All the bottles are plain. No one knows where they're from. And the fact that this year we are one of the very first that's ever won 2 in 2 different categories in all the years of Arizona wines. So we're of course very proud of that. We just also introduced, that's our tasting room. That's our tasting room during the day. And in July, we're opening up, it's called the Biscuit, which that mountain right out of the back corner there is called the Biscuit. We'll also be ready right there. Oh, there it was. There it is, the Biscuit. We'll be also doing dinner service starting in July. So you'll not just be able to stay at we call these grapes our estate grapes that are right on our property. We own over 30,000 acres of land down in Sonoyta. And so that is part of our, there's us, I think, at our tasting. Yeah. Or the day we met in person. I know those people, they look familiar. So we're very, very excited about it. In fact, and the bottom right, is that Tom?
That is Tom. Yes, yeah. It is.
So the reason we are here with Suzanne and Steve is Tom and Marla Clark, very, very regulars of ours in our tasting room, connected us all. And that's how we ended up connecting. One of the reasons we picked AmaWaterways was because many reasons. I'm a snob, I'll admit it. It's the smallness of the boat. I love that there's 200 people, right? That there's a lot of crew for the people. It's very one-on-one. Our whole business model is based on guest experience. And between our Scottsdale tasting room and our Elgin tasting room, and then the casitas going in, we are a luxury wine. And so it fit right in with AmaWaterways. When Steve and Suzanne brought us to Ama, that was the one we said yes to. I think we had one or two other ones we talked about, and Ama was the one that fit our demographics and our level of experience, and also the European wine, because that's really how we make our wine. We're very European influenced versus Napa and others. Even though I'm drinking bourbon, I do drink wine. Just bourbon is my drink of choice today. Any questions at all? I'm more than happy to answer any. We're just very excited. One of the things that's exciting for us is in 25, we are going to hit, for a small winery, we were going to hit 11,000 cases of wine.
Wow.
Which is huge for us. We will be one of the largest in the state of Arizona,
Wow.
north or south. Since we have, up north we have wineries, down south we have wineries. If anybody's not been to us, we would love to see you to come in and see what we're all about. So if there's any questions or anything, Suzanne or Steve, if I can answer anything that I have not said, please join in.
We'll do some questions at the end. But
okay.
Speaking of large, let's talk about those luxurious accommodations on the AmaMagna. So
I took one of them, I know.
I know, but I want to talk to it. So this is an owner suite. There is one owner suite that's still available. You can see how spacious that is. Truly, truly a luxury experience on the river that you're not going to get on any other river cruise line. Now, there's also some grand suites, and these, again, look at the large rooms, a separate shower and tub. I mean, just very, very lovely, lovely accommodations. They also have these veranda suites. So these are a little bit larger verandas. I mean, you just don't see this many large suites. I mean, they crammed in 300 people, 400 people on the ship and gave them little tiny accommodations, but that's not what Rudy and Christine are about. They are about having this wonderful, spacious experience where you're not having to give up personal space in order to be able to see the world. This is the standard veranda cabin. It is about the size of a standard veranda cabin on a nicely appointed ocean cruise ship. So lots of room there. You see, you've got a sitting area, you've got a large walk-in bathroom, just a very, very well appointed. And even their river view cabins are luxurious at over 200 square feet. So everybody always wants to know this. We want to know, well, how much does it cost, Suzanne? What are we looking at for this? So I've got a little grid that's going to let us know what our pricing. So these are our group rates. So when we partnered with David and Ama, and we all got together, I went to AmaWaterways and I said, okay, David's going to be your wine host. I'm going to be your preferred travel agency. What kind of deal are you going to give us? So they gave us a nice discount on the cruise. It is $1,000 per person off the price of the cruise. And that is for anybody who books into our group will get this discount. So we've already taken care of coordinating the group for you. You just refer your friends and they're going to get the best deal on the river. Or you can choose one of those optional land extensions. The one to Istanbul wouldn't be included for free. So that one you would take the $1,000 per person off, and then you would do the Istanbul. But Vienna or Transylvania are included for free. So that gives you an idea. This is the price per person in the different cabin categories. So we've got these are the Riverview These are the ones with the outside balcony, the standard balconies. These are those kind of like mini suites. And then we've got the grand suite and the owner suite. Price per person based on double occupancy. And now we've got the pricing for the extensions. If you were going to, in some cases, it's better to take the $1,000 off and then do the extension for free, because you get a better credit. But if you want to do just the cruise, you get the $1,000 per person off. Very nice. That's a better deal than you're going to get. If you look it up on the website, it's $750 or $1,500 a cabin. Ours is $2,000. So we've got a great deal for you there. Now we're ready to get to Q&A. I can pull the pricing slides back up. I know people have a lot of questions for me. So why don't we go ahead and if you want to unmute yourself and ask questions, we're happy to answer any questions you might have. Well, we must have covered everything. Well, I'll answer. Some people say, well, Suzanne, how do we book? So what you're going to need to do is give me a call tomorrow, and I will take your guest profile information. I'll get you blocked into a cabin in our group. I'll send you a full detailed quote of everything. You can review it, and then you would make deposit. The deposit is $400 per person, and of that deposit, immediately 200 of that is non-refundable. They just can't afford to have a non-refundable deposit on a small ship because they want people booking many and then taking one. So that's kind of what's going on there. I work hand in hand with AmaWaterways. You saw from the pictures that we have a terrific partnership with them. I have a personal relationship with Rudy and Christine. We've had the chance to collaborate with them on many occasions. So I'm really super excited to add the addition of David and Los Milics here to really enhance that luxury experience. So I want to thank you all for coming here. I think we answered all your questions. Again, contact me for a complete quote with all the details. And
Suzanne, it's Kurt's saying unable to unmute. It must. I don't know how to.
Let me ask him to unmute.
I can just ask him, but you hit if you're on a computer, you hit the space bar, or in the upper right hand corner where there's
just mouse over dots.
You
can click on it and
unmute. The three dots, or mouse over your picture, and it should pop up in the upper right hand corner of your picture.
Or if you underneath your name, you'll see the red line where the microphone is. Just hit that.
I don't think that works.
Oh.
I don't think that works. If you mouse over your name, there's a blue thing that'll come up and it'll say unmute. So mouse over your picture. Oh, Peggy did it.
Peggy got it.
Yeah.
Did you have a question, Peggy?
What is the cost for singles?
It's 125% single supplement. It's very reasonable. It is based on a little bit different price point, but I'd be happy to do a personalized quote for you. But they really work hard to make sure that they're taking care of their singles. So it's just 125% single supplement.
Thank you.
Oh, I also wanted to mention that we might also have some opportunities if people want to room with a person of the same gender. I can match you up. So that's another option for people who are single travelers. Kurt, did you get it working?
Doesn't look like it.
Is there a way that you can unmute everybody, Steve?
No.
I just tried that action myself too, because you guys are the host, so you can't. Steve, can you not unmute everybody as the host?
Nope.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you could. I live on Zoom meetings, so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've been looking. I can't find anything. I'm still looking.
Oh, here, can you see his questions, Suzanne? Can you answer those?
Yeah, let me go in the chat.
It was,
okay.
Yeah, how cold is it?
How cold in November? You know what? We've been in Europe in November. It's actually very nice during the day. I can't stand hot weather. So I would much rather have it be a little bit cooler. We were just there at Christmas time, and it was pretty comfortable. I mean, it's not going to be Tucson warm in November, but
It's gonna be in the
uh,
40s or 50s, so light jacket
40s or 50s.
typically.
Light jacket, a scarf and a gloves, if it's windy, and you're feeling pretty comfortable.
And if you have a glass of wine here or there, it's amazing how you warm up.
Oh, it warms you up.
Wine really does warm you up quickly. Not to plug our wine, but it does work.
Okay. Okay.
I like the smile, Kat.
We're trying to ask. She's like,
It's the margarita he's drinking that's making him warm is the issue. I get it now.
But do you want to just type something in the chat? We're happy to do that.
It's usually space bar if you're on a computer, or
You hold the space.
saying
Are you on
up-
a computer? Hold the space bar down and talk.
just hold it.
No, you got to hold it. Hold the space bar down.
Space bar.
That's the
There you
space.
go. There you go.
There it is. We got it. You got to hold it down.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
you did
A
it.
nightmare.
okay, I'm gonna give the questions quick. Can we get a specifics on what's going to happen in the Transylvania post, because that's what we're most interested in?
I can give you
And-
a little bit of the highlights. You
Okay.
You visit Bucharest. You visit the city of Brasov, which is
Actually, you'll go
a
from the
wonderful.
boat to Brasov and spend 2
Yeah,
nights
go
up
to the
there.
Brasov. From there, you'll go visit the Braun Castle, which is the castle that was in our pictures. Is the inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Right.
Then you go up into this little mountain village, and that's where you go to the what's the name of it, Steve? It was in the presentation. I'd go back. Let me go back. I'm
Okay,
drawing a
that's
blank.
okay, so that's.
But
yeah,
anyway, you
yeah.
go to this wonderful Palace Castle. That's what it is.
Yeah,
the
but
Braun Castle.
you'll go to an old church stronghold before that, and
Okay, and are those
Yeah.
fully escorted? I mean, is it just
Yes,
something?
yes.
Yes.
So those are fully escorted. I believe that usually it would have to be a really unusual circumstances. Your cruise manager will be going with you on that extension.
Okay.
So I think
Are
the one in
they-
Istanbul, you'll be met by a different tour
Yeah.
manager because of the flight, but the cruise
Yeah.
manager will go with you on that.
Yeah, no, we're just talking
you
Transylvania.
have a local guide
Are-
too.
Are any meals included in that extension, or are we on our own with some?
So I know some meals are included, but not
Okay.
all. So I think usually they include a couple dinners, lunch when
Okay.
you're in those wonderful cities. It's on your own, and that's kind of fun to me. You get to explore and find a place. And breakfast is included every day for sure.
When you're
Yeah,
at the hotel,
okay.
yes.
Okay. Then going back, sorry, but I just had these questions from when I was
No.
doing some research. On the restaurants on the boat, there are different venues that you can eat at. So is there like a main dining room every night? Or do you need to make reservations? Is it a reservation type of?
The main dining room, you need no reservations. The
It's open every night.
chefs, and it's open every night. The chef's table, everybody is asked to sign up for a night.
Okay,
And
but
I
you would do
think-
that for us.
well, no, they actually come around the day that you embark, and they're like, we're signing people up for the chef's table. Would
Yeah.
you like to come tonight, tomorrow night, the next night? So the maitre d' comes around and gets you signed up for the chef's table. And then I believe it's open seating at the other two venues, the family style and the
So
panoramic.
there's no charge to the specialty restaurants. They're just part of the dining package you get.
Okay, but you said that we are going to have, as a group, a chef's table dinner. So do
That
we?
will be in the main dining room, and
Okay.
that's hosted by David, and that's a
Okay.
special meal. It's not at the chef's table. It's a main dining room experience, food and wine pairing with David and the chef coordinating and creating the
Okay.
recipes or the
Oh, cool.
pairings.
Okay, cool. And then the other thing, can we go back to pricing, because I got
I
really.
can bring that slide up. Yeah.
Yeah, I got really confused.
Okay.
it says there's 2 guests and then it says a price.
So that's the occupancy. That's the occupancy. So there's 2
Okay.
people in the room, and this is the price per person based on
person.
double occupancy. That is the per
Okay.
person price.
It's in the
Okay.
printing below.
And that's
but
where we
it
got
didn't-
into, if there's only one guest in the room, you have the 125%, isn't that? I think that's what you said, Suzanne, 125%.
Yeah, okay. It was confusing. We do a lot of cruises, so we always want to make sure
Yeah.
we know if
And-
it's, what it is.
Yeah.
That's
This is price per person based
price
on
per
double
person.
occupancy, and this is saying based on 2 guests. And it
Okay.
is a little confusing. This grid comes off of our website, and
Yeah.
it has everything all in one place, but it just can be kind of a little bit confusing. If you actually go to our website and you click on the view button,
Mhm.
it will pop up a picture of the type of cabin
Yeah, right.
and give you a further description and give you a total price for 2 people.
Yeah. Okay. And for when we go, if we get when we get on board, do you sign up for the tours that you want once you get on board, or is it something that you do ahead
You
of time?
you sign up for once you're on board. When
Okay.
we did our tour of what was the name of that city? Not Antwerp, the other city.
Ghent.
Ghent, Belgium. We most people went to Bruges. 4 of us signed up for Ghent. They had 2 tours, two tour guides.
Mhm.
We each had private tours of Ghent.
Hi.
Each couple had a
But
private tour.
you
of Ghent.
can sign up ahead of time, but there's no requirement that you do it. They are
Okay.
able to accommodate you pretty early on, as soon as you get on the
Okay.
cruise, or every night before they'll talk about what's going on the next day. Let's say these are what the tours we got. If you want to do this, you're going to be this color or this color. Just sign up in the morning.
Oh, they do
So
that way.
it's very
Okay.
easy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very easy.
we're used to some of the ocean cruises, and it's a different setup.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
that's why I'm asking, because it's like just going to be different, which is fine.
Yeah, it's very just go with the flow. I mean, decide the morning, change your mind. I'd want to do this instead.
Yeah.
They're like, okay.
Okay, well, that's
Every
the way
once in a
they
while,
work.
the night before, if there's a kind of a smaller tour, they may ask everybody to sign up so they know how many tours or buses to have for that particular one.
Right.
But generally, it's just the night before.
Well, you used to pick up your voice box by the color it was, because color such and such was going to take you to one place, and another color would go to another place. So
Yeah, now the
Or-
voice
or you-
boxes are by channels. They set the channel on the bus
Yeah.
and stuff, so it's
yeah. Well, see, I'm old, so I'm thinking.
But we're going there to drink, right? So we'll have fun no matter what.
Well, that's what
Yes.
what I was wanting to understand was what exactly, by going kind of through this group, what are we getting? What is?
So you're
What's
getting an extra discount.
Yep.
You're getting my highly personalized service.
You
And
get
I
really-
appreciate that.
And you're representing like David, because when AMA partners with a winery like this, they expect the winery to bring along a certain number of guests.
Sure.
And so by signing up through me, you are part of David's official group.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Good. Because we're very interested, but we wanted to do the webinar to just hear and see what some details were.
And when
speaking-
when you're there, since it's an open bar, I'll buy you a drink. How's that?
Speaking of drinking,
about
Suzanne,
that.
why don't you go over what drinks are included and drink packages, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, let me go over what drinks are included with AMA. So they have a happy hour every day, and it's an hour, and they have house wine, champagne, beer,
Mixed drinks.
and like
drink
5 mixed
specials.
drinks of the day, drink specials. Yeah. And then with all your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, beer and wine are included. So if you want a glass of champagne or a mimosa with breakfast, maybe you got a little hangover, they include that. Lunch, you can sit down and have a lovely glass of, and they don't just have like some house wine that they bought at Walmart.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
right.
but they actually have, they put a lot of thought into their wine, and they have wine buyers that go to wineries in the regions where they sail and buy some of the best wines from that region so that you are having local wine. They also do have a section of international wines. So you can sometimes get Argentinian wines and California wines. They're based in California. Their offices are in the Los Angeles area. So they do have some California wines on there. And that's because of their love for California. That's one of the reasons they created the North American winemaker hosted cruise program, because they wanted to have that interaction between the old world and the new world. Because Rudy and Christine are from Europe. Christine's Austrian. I believe Rudy might also be Austrian as well. And so they grew up with that European sense of wine. They moved to California. They started AmaWaterways. They're a California-based company. And so they had that European experience. They wanted to bring that old and new world together. And what better way than bring the wine from the old and the new, and bring people from the new to the old world, and sail in all these wonderful, fabulous destinations.
And we'll
Outside
have
of
one
those meals and the happy hour, if you still want to drink, like after dinner or something, those drinks would be on you, but they're very reasonably priced. I think a glass of wine was $5 or $6, a bourbon $6, $7. So they're reasonably priced. They're not outrageous.
And the other thing is
I'll
that they don't.
Wait, I'm going to jump in. Number one, we're going to have 25 cases of our wine, but that's one. But I'll throw to the people on it right now. I am very good at bar tabs. Just letting you know, sit with me afterwards. I'm even committing right now. A drink is on me. Don't even worry.
Okay.
Well, we had a good time at the winery this past weekend. So
I'm glad. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that AMA does not confiscate your wine if you're trying to bring it on board like the ocean cruise lines do. You can go into town. You can go to the winery. If you want to finish your winery tour and come home with like 4 bottles of wine, nobody's going to take it away from you. You ask for a bucket of ice, you can sit in your room and drink it, or go up on the top deck as you're sailing and have your own personal bottle of wine. So they're not trying to make money on the alcohol. They don't take it away from you. They don't confiscate it. You can even buy liquor and keep it in your room. Unlike the ocean cruise lines, oh, God forbid you have liquor in your room.
Yeah. Okay, I sound like an alcoholic, but we enjoy our wine.
It's just you want to know what the costs are, and you want to be able to enjoy yourself without worrying about that kind of stuff.
At AA, they tell you it's nice to be, social.
Yes, and we are. And one last question, which is kind of like totally off the radar here. Can you do laundry on board?
No, but you can send it out. So they do have a laundry service, but they do not have a self-service laundry.
Yeah, we're going to be there before doing some stuff in Berlin and after. And I can't go for 14 or 15 days without doing laundry. So
we're gonna have the same problem. We're gonna be in Bordeaux the week or 10 days before.
Yeah. So what you can do is, if you're overnight at a hotel, you could ask your hotel if there's a laundromat close by, or some European hotels. We stayed at a hotel in Venice that had a laundrette. So it was the Hilton Garden Inn that's actually not on island, but it was really convenient if you wanted to wash a few things between one part of your trip and the next, and you were staying at that hotel. They had a laundrette. So there's some options there.
Yeah, we're going to be in Berlin, so we'll try to do something like that. Okay.
Well, let's go ahead and stop the recording, Suzanne, and we can keep talking.
Well, yeah.